What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. Sorry, I can't be very loud. I think I have a broken rib. When I train, I just don't know how to go easy. And sometimes I forget I'm not 20 years old anymore. I think I pulled something, definitely. Because I've had my ribs broken a few times in the past in the boxing. So I kind of know how it feels like having a broken rib. But hey, I'm not going to complain. I hope you're doing great. It's beautiful to see you again today. Thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, South Africa. I see you coming back all the time. Thank you very much. Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Malawi, we appreciate you. Thank you, Liberia. Thank you, Ethiopia, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya. Thank you so much, UK. Thank you, Barbados, Jamaica. Thank you very much, Brazil. I love you guys from Canada. 80. I know from all over. There's somebody from Aborigines from Australia. Thank you so much. I preach. We are one big family. Excuse my glasses. As you can see, I went and freshened up. Went to the barber. You can see that. Look fly, huh? Feeling myself today. Yeah, we have barbers in Africa. Yes, we do. So something very interesting is happening right now. The African Union has just okayed ECOWAS move. Yes, for those of us who don't know, something's happening right now in Niger. If you haven't watched the video, I please you to watch the video first. Go have a look at it so you can understand the concept. Basically, Niger, for those of you who don't understand, is a beautiful country. Please put a map so our brothers can understand. It's a beautiful country, very hot indeed, but lovely people. Niger is going through some very tough situation. People from Niger decided to topple their president because the president was seemingly working for the interest of the West and not those of the Africans. Okay, so they had enough of him. They removed him of power and the army took over the command of the nation. However, there are countries named ECOWAS. ECOWAS are 15 countries in West Africa. These countries work together economically and lately militarily. However, the president of ECOWAS have been there for a long time, many of them at least. They love power. They love reigning over other people. They also seemingly work for the Western government, meaning for the capitalistic big company, big pharma, big corporation, and all that stuff. Because people from Niger decided to free themselves, the leader of ECOWAS are not very happy about that. Well, they came up with a plan to go and attack the new leaders of Niger in order to put back the ex-president named Mohamed Bazoum. So for the past couple of days, they've been trying to figure out, do we go in or do we not go in? Do we go in or do we not go in? The Nigerian president came forward saying, I'm going to send troops finally to go and combat Niger. But before he did that, he had to get an approval coming from Senate of Nigeria. Because in Nigeria, you can't just as a president say, okay, I'm declaring war to the next country and go to war. You have to go through the Senate of the country. The Senate has to provide you an authorization to go for war. The Nigerian Senate was very sober. They said, no, we are not going to war. We don't need this. However, there is a president of a country named Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, who is currently very engaged into sending troops into Niger and go fight. The Nigerians say, no, we're not interested. We're not going to fight. The Senegalese say, okay, maybe we shouldn't fight. But the president, Ouattara of Ivory Coast, is very adamant he wants to send the troops to Niger. Why does he want to send troops? Because obviously it's a way to deter other people that will dare try to topple the government in the future. By that, it's also a mechanism to try protect oneself, okay? If we go and punish the Nigerians who have toppled the government, it's going to be sending a very strong message to everybody else who will dare think about toppling us. Are we together? Now, ECOWAS is just a very small part of Africa. It's only 15 countries. Please put the map. These are ECOWAS. Africa in its entirety is ruled by 54 countries, and the body that rules Africa is called the African Union. ECOWAS is just a very small part of the African Union. Therefore, they need an authorization from African Union to execute whatever they want to do now. So a few countries of ECOWAS are ready to come together, go and attack Niger. They needed an authorization from the African Union. Now, the African Union has granted them the authorization to go and attack Niger. Okay, I'm going to have to remove my glasses because I'm trying to be cool, but it's not working. I can't read, so let me just do this, okay? You understand your brother, okay? Now, you didn't do this. Let's do this before we could. Thank you. Let's do this. Great. So, the chairperson, Musa Muhammad, calls on the military authority to urgently halt the escalation of the relation, including the cessation of the continued sequestration of the President Bazoum in worryingly poor condition. Such treatment of a democratically elected president through a regular electoral process is unacceptable. The chairperson further calls for immediate release of the President Bazoum and all members of his family and government who are illegally detained with him. Their detention flies in the face of the Nigerian law and founding principles of the ECOWAS. The chairperson calls on the entire international community to unite effort to save the moral and physical integrity of President Mohamed Bazoum. So what's happening here is very interesting. ECOWAS, who are just a bunch of older presidents who've been there for a while, who mistreat their civilians and people, most of them at least, whose countries live in poverty and many difficulties, are coming together in order to smash the spirit of revolution that is being birthed within few African countries. Now they have the support of the African Union. That's crazy, right? Now, let me tell you what's crazier. The African Union today is ready to authorize military actions against a free country, Niger, who's trying to fund their own future. But my question is this: where was the African Union when Gaddafi was killed? Where was the African Union when NATO and all these allies and French people decided to go to Libya and destroy what used to be a beautiful country? Where was the African Union? Why didn't they react? Why did they not come together as a military force to come and oppose and say, you know what? Okay, NATO, you are much bigger. You have much more funding. You have much more instrument and equipment. But it's okay. We're going to put our life on the line in order of democracy. In the name of Africanity, we're going to fight for Gaddafi. Why didn't they do that? Where were they? The next question. A few months ago, many sub-Saharan Africans were mistreated in Tunisia. I'm sorry, I know I have Tunisian people following me here, and I'm not saying all Tunisians are racist, but we know President of Tunisia said something very inflammatory. He said the reason why sub-Saharan Africans are coming to the north is because they want to change the demographic of the country. For context of people who don't understand, who don't live in Africa, the northern part of Africa is mostly people of Arabic descent, or Berber if you prefer. They're not very dark skinned, okay? Even though you find some places where dark skinned people are, generally they're not treated properly. They are treated like slaves, okay? We're just telling the truth, right? Whether it is in Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Egypt, all these countries. They don't like people with dark skin. No, let nobody try to tell you any other thing. And I'm not saying everybody's that way. I'm saying most people, from reports, you can check yourself on the internet, don't necessarily like people of dark skin. And most people in northern side of Africa don't consider themselves as African. I said most people, not everybody. They consider themselves as more Arabs than Africans. When people from sub-Saharan Africa, where the dark-skinned people come from, when they come to the north, most of the time they're not treated appropriately. Some of them are beaten, some of them are mistreated, some of them are... Okay, we're not going to show you the images because it's just, not good. Now, my issue is this. Tunisia, actually a few weeks back, they were arresting sub-Saharan Africans, meaning dark-skinned people, and throwing them in the desert. So they just arrest you because supposedly one of them fought with a Tunisian guy. So everybody now has to pay the price of it. They will arrest people in the street and throw them in the desert. They will arrest you because you're dark-skinned, not take you to the police station, but go throw you in the desert. Where was the African Union when Tunisia was doing that? Why didn't they sanction Tunisia, or at least the president, for doing that, for inflaming the whole country and saying the reason why black people are here, it's because they want to change the demographic. So they want to make more babies, so that they can change the demographic. So in the future, there are going to be more black people than us, Arab-looking people. Why didn't the African Union react to that? Where were they? Because these people are lazy, okay? The crux of the matter is, we are very fast at destroying each other. When it's about destroying another brother, we're very ready. Yes, I know this is valid in many Caribbean countries as well. It's the same thing. It's the same disease. When it's an ex-brother who looks just like you, you're very strong. You're very ready to destroy him. You're very ready to do whatever you can so you can be on the floor. But when it's people from a different background, we're not strong enough. We're shy and we don't know what to do. We don't know how to react. It's very sad. It's very sad. Niger is a country that's trying to free itself from slavery and shackle of oppressive nations. And guess who's trying to pull him back into the hole of slavery? Other African countries. Let me know how you feel about this. It's very sad. I'm supposed to be in a good mood because I just had my hair cut and all that stuff. But I feel actually really bad. And I want to know how you feel. Please, how can we free ourselves? How can we change our mentality? How can Africa move forward? Because the goal is very clear. We need to shut them down to prevent any other nation from revolting from the French. God bless.